Good afternoon, I'm Jorja Cowan with 2NURFM Hunter News. Labor has reaffirmed its commitment to establish a Hunter Transport Authority if elected on Saturday week. Up until now, decisions about the region's transport have been made by Sydney bureaucrats. Shadow Minister for the Hunter, Sonia Hornery, says transport decisions should be locally based.
It's really about re-establishing a plan for Hunter transport to be made here, and about the fact that Labor will be recognising that there have been things that could have been done better with transport, but because the decisions have been made in Sydney means that Novocastrians haven't really got the best transport that we deserve here.
The Greens have chosen the Hunter to announce their plans to ensure education in public schools is free from religious education. The Greens are calling for a number of shifts, including prohibiting all religious activities during school hours and a ban on the use of materials supplied by religious organisations. Greens MP John Kay says religious instruction is a personal matter and doesn't belong in the secular curriculum.
Religion is inherently a private matter. If parents want their kids to have religious instruction, they should do it in their own time. There's every reason why there should be comparative studies of religion, but not religious instruction.
Maitland could see $250,000 invested in the city's historic showground grandstand if the Baird government is re-elected into office. Deteriorating beams underneath the seating forced the Hunter River Agricultural and Horticultural Association to fence off most of the grandstand because it was a safety issue. According to Liberal candidate for Maitland, Steve Thompson, the commitment is great news for Maitland and it shows the Baird government is listening to the community's needs. Cessnock will become a little greener following the council's success in receiving a grant of over $750,000 under the Waste Less, Recycle More initiative. A green bin service is planned to be introduced to residents by July 2016 and will initially provide for the diversion of garden waste via a fortnightly collection, with a plan to include food waste collection within 4 years. Council's Environment and Waste Manager Michael Alexander says the benefits are long-term for the community and environment.
Ultimately, the benefit would be somewhere around about the high 40% diversion of waste to landfill, which in turn saves the community in the longer period without the need to replace, what are very expensive assets to manage the waste needs.
Residents of Tighes Hill are becoming increasingly concerned for the livelihood of fellow residents and other Newcastle suburbs following the risky nature of the massive amounts of ammonium nitrate being stored at their doorstep at Kooragang Island and Sandgate. Community spokesperson Charlotte McCabe says the community group is asking all the state election candidates to commit to a policy to relocate these facilities.
At the moment, if a large pile exploded, that would mean the whole of Newcastle would be within a blast range. And if a small truck was to explode, we'd need a 4-kilometre radius blast zone around that truck. And we just don't feel that residents in Newcastle are aware that they're being exposed to this risk. So we want people to be educated, and then we want these facilities to be relocated.
Now is sport, Tanda Tundove.
Manly's Daly Cherry Evans has been accused of attempting to lure Knights player Dane Gagai to his new club, the Gold Coast Titans. Cherry Evans is still contracted with the Sea Eagles until the end of the season, but allegedly called Gagai directly to persuade him to join him in his move to the Titans. Gagai already has official offers from the Knights and the Brisbane Broncos. Stockton and Swansea will be permitted teams in the Newcastle Rugby League Second Division after a drawn-out conflict with the Country Rugby League Association. The teams were originally blocked for participating after a limitation on new teams to try and safeguard the relaunched open age competition. As part of the deal, players will have to also make their players available for open age selection. And Jets midfielder Mitch Cooper and his mother are collecting household goods and clothes to be sent to the cyclone-affected areas of Vanuatu. The Port Vila-born player has gained the support of his team in the drive, allowing supporters to drop donations at the club until next Friday. That's sport. I'm Tandi Chindoe.
2NURFM News Time is 10 past 12.